Hello, everybody. It's me. It's Shad. Typically the face, voice, and brains of OnNERDnary.com, but I wanted to point out something different that is going on with this particular vlog, and that is that these vlogs, while on the PolyNerdic YouTube channel, are actually going up on OnNERDnary Life on WordPress, my secondary blog, my personal blog, is where I write, more about life stuff. I know the podcast, the OnNERDnary podcast that I promote very often on Twitter and whatnot is takes its name from that, and it does nerd life and culture as how I always describe it. PolyNerdic, the website, is mostly the culture bit, and OnNERDnary Life is the life bit. I marry them together on the podcast, and then now here on the YouTube channel, the videos are also being married together because these vlogs, the OnNERDnary vlog, is going over there on the and OnNERDnary Life. I hope that makes sense. I know it's a lot of nonsense words, but that's what we're doing now with these vlogs. Since I've started doing them, they're going up over there. They'll be available, obviously, on the PolyNerdic YouTube channel as well. I didn't see the need to make a separate YouTube channel for vlogs that are 5 to 10 to 12 minutes long. But we are on Monday, March 16th, 2020. It's been about 4 or 5 days since I last recorded, and we were talking, obviously, about the big C word. I guess it's C word for you. The pandemic, the virus that is taking the world by storm. Kind of tired of talking about it, but also I can't help but talk about it because it's how I deal with the stress of it. I find not being informed to be more stressful than the constant updates. And Tom Hanks has it last week, and now Idris Elba was announced to have it this week. There's now 50 cases here in Ohio. When I went to bed last night, there was 37. Got people in my family that don't quite understand why we're shutting things down. Understand how contagions work. How contagious microbes spread between people. This is why we need to shut it down. Schools are closed for 3 weeks. Over the last 2 days, they've announced restaurants, bars, movie theaters, gyms, everything, basically. We're trying to get work from home authorized where I work. Unfortunately, it's not as easy as, go ahead and use your personal laptop. You have to have company equipment and such in order to work from home where I work, because we deal with, protected information. So we got that process started today. Hopefully by the end of the week, I'll be working in this apartment, not only doing my wonderful internet content, but working from home. It's important that we separate from each other. Social distancing is key. From what I read, I'm not an expert, not a doctor. From what I read, the virus is not airborne, except in droplets from coughing and sneezing. So when you go and don't cover your mouth, you spray little mist into the air. And anyone that breathes in that mist, even if you can't see it or feel it, can get this damn virus. I think it's absurd that in this time, I'm going to show you a picture from Walt Disney World last night. It's from the Walt Disney World News Today, posted at 8:42 p.m. yesterday. This was Disney World. I know there's a reflection. I apologize. I'm not classy enough to pop up a picture of it yet. Maybe I'll figure out how to do it when I edit it, and I'll replace it here. So if you see me hold my phone up, I didn't figure out how to edit it properly. That's crazy. Again, Disney World. It's nuts. Why are so many people crowded together? Why are we not distancing ourselves? I read an article this afternoon right after I got off of work, and I had a doctor's appointment. Good news there. We'll sidebar there, and we'll get personal for a second. I am down to 226 pounds. A year ago, I was a hair under 260. So while diabetes has been a real son of a bitch to get used to, it has positive side effects. The virus, we gotta separate from each other, man. Like I read an article after work, is what I was saying, that Ohio is being praised as an example of how to properly respond to this and the way everything's shutting down. And yeah, it sucks. You know, my 18-year-old daughter, it's her senior year, and you know, she feels robbed by what's gone on. But the way I see it, perspective, normal senior year, prom, graduation, hanging out with your buddies, dead from a pneumonia-like virus. I'll take the isolation. I will fucking 25 times out of 10 take the isolation. I know a lot of people. That's something that made me sad yesterday too. Was I seen a news article about here's some ideas of stuff you can do while you can't go out. Like, are we so, as a society, just unable to just enjoy a night in? Read a book. Watch a movie. Play a video game. Talk to your family. Talk to your spouse. That's something too that I've seen. It's trending on Twitter a lot, is people saying they hope they don't get quarantined because they couldn't spend that much time with their spouse. Why'd you marry him? I'm not trying to solve all the world's problems, but really, why'd you marry him or her? If you can't spend time with them. Like my girlfriend, who's in bed right now, we get along 99% of the time. This weekend was great. We practiced social distancing in this apartment because we both had things we wanted to do. I wanted to make content for this YouTube channel. She wanted to watch stuff. She went back to our bedroom, sat on her chase lounge, wrapped up in a gravity blanket, got all cozy, and watched stuff on Netflix. I sat out here in the living room and I played video games and I made content and I reviewed movies. You've no doubt seen the movie reviews popping up on the channel now. But we also had dinner together every night. We watched things together all the time. Hell, we worked together. Not side by side, we worked for the same company. If you can't get along with your spouse, man, or ma'am, miss or sir, why are you with them? Why did you tie a ring to that finger? But I digress. We've talked about it before. I do that a lot. I said last week you still got to live your life. And I still believe that to be true. But you also have to live it safely. My life was here. You know, for exercise, I did yoga. For entertainment, I did all sorts of stuff. You know, I've got 3 consoles between Chelsea and I to play video games on. We have a ton of movies over here. We have a ton of things to read over here. Entertainment's not hard. I kind of feel bad for people that are, and we might have talked about this last week, but there was a lot of posts and tweets and stuff about, you know, what am I going to do? All the sports are canceled. Like, is that all you have? Is that really all you have? Going out, drinking disgusting beer, and don't get me wrong, I like beer, but you know, you're out there drinking the urine water beer, you know, because it's the cheap stuff. It's what they put in the buckets of ice at the wing places. They're not putting classy stuff in there. You're not getting, you know, double shots of whiskey crammed into the buckets of ice. I get it. I get the appeal of sports. I used to be a big sports guy. Used to love football. Never been big on basketball. Love hockey. Enjoy baseball. Sucks that they're all postponed. But like, you know, the movie cancellation stuff sucks too. Like Not that I'm a huge fan, but Fast and the Furious movie got pushed back to next year. Other movies have been pushed back to later in the year. But there's a ton of stuff that's out that I haven't seen yet. Hell, there's stuff on this shelf behind me that I haven't seen yet. For example, I haven't watched The Raid 2 yet. I haven't watched it yet. I haven't read any of these comics right here. That's what this section of my comic book shelf is. These are the stuff I haven't read yet. I've read this, and I've read a bit of this, but the comics in the middle, I haven't read them. Entertain yourself. Always tell the boy when he says he's bored. I picked this up from Chelsea, so it's not my expression to begin with. Only boring people get bored. And while I don't 100% agree with that, because I'm bored all the time, it's a way we explain to him that you got to be able to entertain yourself. That is key. You got to be able to entertain yourself. I would love a 2-week quarantine, other than the being sick part. Like, if I had to stay home for 2 weeks and only do what I wanted to do and not work, that is heaven. 2 weeks with no people, 2 weeks to write and play video games and watch movies and then talk about them. That's the dream, man. The only way it's even better is if I get paid for it. Which, patreon.com/polynerdic. Also worth noting, we have a Discord now. If you want to go to Polynerdic on Discord, you can join the conversation there. I think it's going to do it, though. I just wanted to babble about that. That, like, the world's changing rapidly. The situation appears to be under control, and then isn't, and then it isn't even more, and then, okay, it looks like it's slowing down. Be smart about it, man. I just seen a clip that I'm not going to show here from Florida with a bunch of jackasses hanging out in the water together, splashing each other and shit, like as if the Atlantic Ocean is somehow a vaccine to prevent coronavirus spread. One of the best responses I saw were that, in the next 30 days we're going to be over 300 to 500,000 cases of this damn virus because of behavior like this. It's the Disney World photos I just showed you. It's all of it, man. It's like, why are we not protecting ourselves? Ohio is trying, shutting everything down. Although we got some jackasses out there that think our governor needs to be removed from office because he's overstepping his bounds by suggesting all these things be closed. There's a post circulating of a study done on South Korea and their outbreak. And they had, according to this post, maybe I'll try to remember to put a link down at the bottom. They had it under control at 30. But patient 31 had a case of, I do what I want. And hundreds, if not thousands, of cases. 2 whole clusters of this outbreak linked to patient 31. We have a whole country full of patient 31. Again, like I said last week, my immune system's compromised. The elderly, their immune systems aren't as strong. Lots of people in this country with cardiovascular disease or lung diseases. If you get COPD, I believe, don't, not a doctor, but I'm pretty sure conditions like COPD put you at a higher risk as well. Let's not be jackasses. Let's stop panic buying. Let's stay indoors. Or as the hashtag I saw this weekend that I loved, stay the fuck home. Hashtag stay the fuck home. I mean, frankly, I'm upset that I had to leave the house today, that I had to go to work and go to a doctor's appointment. I would have loved to have been held up in here. doing what I want to do. Now, granted, held up in here doing my job, not as much of a dream, but it beats going outside and getting exposed to a thing that, could literally put me in the ground. It's selfish to be like, I want to go out. It sucks that I can't go to the bar. Stay the fuck home. Extroverts get it their way all the time. We introverts have to extrovert to survive in this world. The introverts can survive 2 weeks. Excuse me, the extroverts can survive 2 weeks as introverts. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. PolyNerdic on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Discord, Patreon. Wink, wink. I didn't wink, wink because I can't wink, wink. PolyNerdic.com, the main blog. And if you're interested in seeing where these videos go, the written stuff that's on that blog as well, since the written stuff's not here, obviously, it's OnNERDnary, like the t-shirt, life. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.